Welcome back. So, what you're saying in essence is it's not wise to accept employment, verbal employment rather, in a corporate organization.
Yes, and these are my backup for that. Okay, you're working presently, and Company B, you've gone through the process, and Company B said you can resume July 1. It's a word, it's an offer, it's a verbal offer. A verbal offer is not the same as a signed offer in black and white. Company says resume at my place of work July 1, and you were wise enough, let me not use the other word, to go resign at your present place of work without any document. And July 1, you're at Company A, Company B to resume at the place of work, and the HR or the line manager is telling you a different story.
Obviously,
what documents
would you show?
What document do you have to prove as a sign that you were actually in agreement, you had a contract with them? Will it be a word of mouth? Did you record it? Or are you going to go and make the telecom in telecom people to help you generate that voice note? So I'm saying, what is obtainable? What have been my practice over the years? Make sure you have a signed copy of your document. Have the copy in your hand. Don't be quick to sign an offer. Don't be quick to sign an offer. That they've presented something to you doesn't mean you shouldn't go through to understand whether it's applicable to you. In fact, I'll use the word, have a checklist. Have a checklist, whether it matches with what you want.
Yes, please.
What you expect.
Yes, please.
Not a job you start after 2 months. You compare with your previous organization and you're feeling bad. Why did I ever make this move?
I also remember that there's this experience I had. So the offer letter states 1st of June, right? Yeah. But in the offer letter, you now have resumption date 15th of June. And obviously, imagine someone that is super excited the person now and signs off. And on the 1st of June, you get there and they're like, excuse you, what are you doing here? Can you quickly address that?
Okay.
Offer letter date and resumption date.
Okay. So the offer letter was prepared at 1st of June. Your resumption date was 15th of June. Did you take time to read? Did you take time to digest what was presented before you? Were you okay with the resumption date? Was the resumption date, if you are presently working, if you are to resume at this place at that very day, your last salary at the place you're working presently, will it be affected? Do you mind letting go of that salary for you to be at your new place? All these things you need to consider. Now, what are you being offered? Does it matches up with what you actually requested before you accepted that offer? I've seen people who picked up an offer, but they never resumed. And they came back telling me, please, my previous company has offered me higher pay. I've made my research. I think this is not the right time for me to pursue this move. And they turned down that offer. They didn't resume. They went to do their due diligence. You are better off that way than to start a new job and 1 or 2 months after you're frustrated. You won't be productive. You won't be productive, and you won't see yourself as being adding value to where you're working newly. So it's always good for you to make your research. Do a background check. Ask people. There's no job I get without asking. I ask people, what do you know about them? Can you guide me? Can you help me with this? What's their culture? What kind of culture do they operate in this place? What leadership style do they operate here? A lot of information you need to know for yourself before you move. There are offers you take. You don't know that you are taking the offices on the mainland.
Because they are conducting interviews. They are conducting interviews on the mainland.
And while you are resuming, they are telling you, sorry, you will work here Monday to Tuesday. Wednesday to Friday, you are working at the island office. You need to ask questions. You are told you'll be working Saturday, Sunday. You need to ask questions. Ask, don't assume. Assumption is not the same thing that I thought it was captured in the offer letter. No. Was it actually captured? Was it in what you signed? Show me your offer letter. That's what the HR will ask you first. What did you sign?
There are some employers that would think or thinks they are doing an employee or a potential employee favor. So they will always insist, no, you have to accept now. Don't just whatever, okay, I want to go through this. Oh, read it now and sign. For me, you don't have a gun to my head to accept that. For me, that's a red flag. So either accept or walk away.
Yes.
So what is your opinion on this?
Yes, your take is correct. Now, a company needs you to work for them. They took their time to investigate about you, to make research about you, and at the point of them saying this is the offer, they're saying they want you to resume now. You don't have a say. You told them during the interview process, I'm working somewhere presently, I'll have a notice period of 2 weeks, a notice period of 1 month. Now, there are companies that they will have a conversation with you. Okay, I want you to resume as today. I'm willing to pay you whatever it be forfeiting where you're coming from. There are companies like that. But when you see a company that they don't give a damn about it, they are not worried, they are not concerned. I want you to resume now.
I also think they are taking advantage of candidates that are desperate. Because even if you're not coming forward to say, oh, I really need this job, in your disposition, in your action, everything, they can actually depict that you're desperate.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice? Because a lot of employers are taking advantage of candidates who really, really need the job, considering the economic situation and all of those.
Yes. Okay, thank you for that. Don't be too quick to make a change. Don't be too quick to make a change. Where you're coming from, you already know what is happening there. You know what is obtainable there. Where you're going to, you don't have enough information. You just have bit information about where you're going to. Do your due diligence findings.
So what about people that have been at home for 6 months?
Okay.
Let's tilt a little.
Okay.
So I've been at home there was a time in my work relationship, I've been at home for like 3 months. And those 3 months were really frustrating. So I wouldn't show my desperation because I understand the professional thing, right?
Yes.
But there are people that don't understand these things. They are so desperate. So you tell a potential employer that I want to resume on the 15th of June. And he is saying, no, you're resuming now, right? Not giving that person ample time to go through these processes of studying the offer letter and accepting, right? So what's your take, please?
Okay, thank you for that again. So you've been at home for a while. You need a job desperately. You had your interview. At the point of interview, they asked you, do you have a notice period? You told them, I'm available.
Okay.
That was your answer.
Okay.
And they asked you, will you be able to resume by July 1 or by so date? And you said yes. You said yes. And here's the offer letter before you. Can you please sign the offer letter? Can you make an excuse for yourself? Thank you for this offer letter. Can you allow me go through this before appending my signature to it? If they are saying no, then you know there's issue. A reasonable HR will allow you to have the opportunity. It's a contract.
A reasonable HR.
It will allow you to have the opportunity. It will not deny you such, or she will not deny you such. You need to go through. What is written there? The JD, the job description, are they different from what you were told you'll be doing? The job role, are they different from what you were interviewed for? The pay, is it different from what you were told you negotiated you're going to get? I've been offered a lower pay before, and I said, no, this is what I want. Not just once, not just twice. I said, this is what I want. I know my value.
Wow.
You shouldn't. Everybody has a price.
And if the employer wants you, that means they need me. For that
If they want you now, that means they know you're an asset to them. So why don't you price yourself well? Now, please, when I'm talking about price, make sure you do your research about what is obtainable in that industry. You're a 5-year person, you're a 3-year person, you're saying you want 700,000 naira for an admin officer role, for an HR intern role, for an HR analyst role, HR officer role in a mini organization, then you're already shooting yourself. So make your research. I always make sure I gather as much information that is needed for every offer before I accept it. Take your time before you sign the offer, because yes, at home, you were desperate at home, but things was not as bad as when you get back to work and the environment isn't pleasant for you. You enter work in the morning, it's not like what you want.